everyone, welcome to the new episode of #Unplugged. Today I am at Dubai Industrial City to speak to Mr. Saud. Let's see what he has to say about UAE, DIC, and of course how UAE is going to be in the next 5 years. Let's go. Thank you so much. It's a complete honor to come down to DIC and speak to you about logistics, DIC, everything. And moreover, I want to talk about you. So before we start and jump into entire topic of conversation today, that why we are here is DIC and its role in UAE, I want to talk more about you. So who are you? What is your experience, your journey so far, and anything that you would specifically want to highlight about yourself?
I'm Saud Abu Alshawareb. I'm the Executive Vice President of Industrial Leasing within TECOM Group, and I'm managing Dubai Industrial City as part of my responsibility. So I've completed 17 years with the group, managing Dubai Industrial City for the past 6 years plus. And it was an amazing journey for me working with this organization.
So let's talk about DIC. What is Dubai Industrial City, their core objectives and their key pillars?
So Dubai Industrial City is one of the leading manufacturing and industrial hubs in the region. So it was established in 2004. In 2005, we've completed our master plan. And we can proudly say that the master plan that was designed in 2005 with its zoning and activities are functional today as we speak in 2023. So no major changes happened to our plans. It's designed in a way that it's sustainably friendly. It's efficient for our industrial and logistic business partners. And it's the right hub for any manufacturing and logistic entity to establish their facilities in Dubai and grow from here. So Dubai Industrial City is part of TECOM Group, which is a public listed company, and we have more than 800 business partners operating in Dubai Industrial City. We proudly say end of last year we've exceeded 300 operational factories from different zones and different aspects and different sizes and different messaging and different production. So we are proud of where we have reached, and we look forward for an amazing year this year.
DIC holds a very crucial and a very important part when it comes to the economic growth of UAE. With also, you emphasizing on Make It in Emirates campaign. Can you talk more about that and explain us how you and DIC are taking initiatives for injecting growth and economic growth in the country?
Actually, first, we need to salute our leadership in the country by introducing a dedicated Ministry of Industry and Advanced Technology in 2021, where the ministry have launched Operation 300 billion, where part of this plan is the slogan and the motto that we as industrial developer are working towards, which is Make It in the Emirates. So the aim of Operation 300 billion is to increase the GDP of the UAE from 133 billion in 2021 to more than 300 billion in 2031. So we as Dubai Industrial City are committed towards this initiative to make sure that the GDP of the industrial sector contribution towards the economy of the UAE is growing year by year. So this is part of the diversification of the contribution of different sectors towards the economy of the UAE and Dubai in specific. So in in November 21, we've signed a partnership agreement with Moyat, and in May, a couple of months back, we've signed a further Make It in the UAE Commitments partnership agreement with Emirates Development Bank, being part of the three-party agreement we've signed to promote and to grow Make It in the Emirates in the UAE as an initiative. So we've seen the shift in the industrial sector in the past 2 years, and we've started feeling the growth of the sector as we speak. Talking about our collaboration with Moyat, we cannot forget Emirates Development Bank, where last year they've supported us by financing more than 513 million dirham of financial loans towards Dubai Industrial City business partners after 1 year of signing our partnership agreement with them. So in May, we've signed another partnership agreement with them to secure another 1 billion dirham as financial loans and support towards our business partners in Dubai Industrial City. This all was part of our Make Brilliance brand campaign that we've launched within the same event in the 3rd of May 2023. So we really believe working closely with the federal government, working closely with the local government and the Emirate of Dubai will really boost the growth of the industrial sector in the UAE. And we really call ourselves as the middleman. So we are the entity that joins private and public sector together, and we always make sure that we are the enabler between those parties. And I think so far we've done a great job, and this is our commitment towards growing that partnership and making sure that we achieve our goals by 2030.
Amazing. So, when we talk about growth, growth is always led by innovation in research and development. So within DIC, do you have any kind of departments or initiatives, which foster these key pillars when it comes to growth?
First of all, I'll talk about our inventory. So we do have different products, and those products really enables any industrial and logistic business partner to grow within Dubai Industrial City. And we've noticed that 25 to 30% of our new contracts every year are expansions within Dubai Industrial City, which I really call it as organic growth. This really shows how efficient our master plan is towards offering different solutions for any business partners to grow in terms of industrial land, in terms of availability of pre-built warehousing facilities, either for storage or light industrial units, in terms of worker accommodations, in terms of offices, open yard, etc. In addition, talking about the infrastructure itself, we have more than 800 megawatt of power available on site. In addition to our location, where we are in the middle of the largest two cities in the UAE, which is Abu Dhabi and Dubai. We are 15 minutes away from Jebel Ali port, which is the fifth busiest port in the world, and it's one of the most efficient ports, and 10 minutes away from Al Maktoum Airport. We are bounded by Mohammed bin Zayed Road 311 and Emirates Road 611. Last year we've announced with Ittihad Railway the Dubai Industrial City Railway Station, which will be the second largest railway station in the UAE, that will really emphasize our offering solutions that we offer to our business partner, being in a mainland, using the four mode of transport, which is air, sea, rail and road. So all those aspects really emphasizes the growth of any industrial sector, an industrial factory within Dubai Industrial City. Going back to your point, in May, we've signed with Moya the ITTI promotion partnership agreement, where we are committed towards the ministry and towards our business partners to be the enabler of digitalizing, automating the industrial sector within our business partners in Dubai Industrial City.
So since we're talking about automation, you as Saud, where and how do you think automation is going to lead the industry?
It will lead the industry in a very positive way. So I can say in the UAE, we are less in terms of human resources that can work in factories. And I think one of the immediate solutions that we can offer is automation. And what makes me happy as Saud is whenever I meet new clients and even existing clients, everyone talks about being automated and having more sustainability within their operations. So this really gives us the comfort that rather than we force companies to go towards automation, it comes from their belief and it comes from their understanding that this is the future of a better industrial sector for their company and for the Emirate of Dubai. So I believe automation is the future, and we have amazing examples in Dubai Industrial City, which one of them is Unilever, personal care factory in Dubai Industrial City, where they've won the Lighthouse Award in Davos 2020 as one of the first 50 factories around the world winning this award for them using artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and digitalization, sustainability within their factory. So this really makes us proud of having such factories, live examples in Dubai and the UAE that will lead the path towards other factories to join them.
And this year, UAE has announced as the year of sustainability. So do you want to walk us through how DIC is incorporating sustainable initiatives? What is sustainability for you? Let's talk about sustainability.
Sustainability is a critical topic that everyone should work toward implementing. Within Make It in the Emirates, within Make Brilliance event that we've launched our brand campaign, we've even signed with the Ministry of Industry and with Ministry of Climate Change and Environment, where we are committed towards net zero 2050. Working closely with the ministry will draw the path towards having a sustainable, greener industrial development within Dubai Industrial City. End of last year, we proudly can say we are generating more than 40 megawatt of power through renewable energy within our factories in Dubai Industrial City. Within our ecosystem, within our master plan, we've implemented circular economy by having different factories, making sure that we implement that strategy. So we have from factories that are producing brick and mortars to logistic companies to packaging companies, ending up with recycling facilities. So as an example, we have the largest electronic recycling facility in the world, which is EnviroServe, being operational in Dubai Industrial City. We have other companies that are into recycling. So we make sure it's not only generating power through renewable energy, is making sure that we are even trying our best to recycle the waste that is generated from the factories within our community. In addition, implementing automation will really emphasize on getting the maximum outcome from the raw material that you purchase, making sure that the product is produced in a very high quality and efficiently with less resources putting in place, and very less wastage that is produced from the end of the process. In addition, we are noticing that there are factories making sure that they recycle their waste that is generated within their process line. So making sure that the water that is generated as a waste is recycled and entered again to the process line. Making sure that whatever solid waste is generated is recycled in the factory itself that generates gas and power again to the factory. So that awareness is there. And that's why I believe that today I can proudly say the UAE is having leading factories globally operating with us in the UAE. So this really positions the UAE in a very positive way that we proudly can say we have an amazing industrial sector that can cover the need of the region and the world, not only the UAE. As an example that I can add is how the UAE government reacted to two major global impacts that we went through. And personally, as Saud, I was part of that hit, if I can say, which is the global financial crisis in 2008 and COVID-19 pandemic that we went through in 2020. So I can say how the industrial sector really was the backbone of the economy in the UAE during those tough times. And this really positioned the UAE as a leading industrial sector in the region and the world. I can say today we export to more than 80 countries. The products that are produced in Dubai Industrial City, most of them are decarbonized. So it has a very high demand in very leading countries like Europe, North America, Australia and New Zealand because of the carbon footprint calculations that they are going through and the initiatives that they are implementing. So companies opened new market during COVID-19 pandemic, and this mainly because of how the government and the private sector worked really closely towards making sure that there is no business impact through these tough times. With the amazing infrastructure and the high-end infrastructure we have, we've really opened new markets in the region. In addition, the government has signed new free trade agreements and CPA agreements with different countries. Recently, we can say Turkey was one of them, Indonesia, India, and other countries to come. So all those countries, in addition to the previous CPA agreements we have, we can cover the made in UAE product can reach to those countries without any custom taxes, smoothly, and it can cover around 2.5 billion population that can cater through the United Arab Emirates industrial sector.
You know, when we also talk about industry or industrial sector, one thing which is a hot buzzword, or the buzzword, you know, however you put it, is e-commerce. So how do you see e-commerce, you know, booming in UAE, and where do you see that going in the next few years?
E-commerce was really a hot topic during the pandemic. When during the lockdown, we've noticed a lot of companies going online, making sure that they reach to the customers to their locations. And this is a continuous move. Growth will be there because of how we've become global as Dubai and the UAE. Because of the infrastructure that we have, we've noticed a lot of international e-commerce companies are opening their headquarters, opening their main regional distribution centers here in Dubai and the UAE. And I think we've done a great job that we've enabled them to come and grow with us by having different free zones and mainland developments industrial developments and logistic clusters that cater the need of having a growing e-commerce sector in the UAE. I think it will grow further in the coming years. Population is increasing, and it's a nice solution that any industry can offer to its customers, either by you can walk and buy your product, or you have the other option that you go online and purchase your product. So e-commerce will continue, it will grow, but I believe that some products will stay physically handled, and having that combination will give flexibility to the customer to choose the best way that suits them to purchase or use the products.
Something which is very interesting, and after talking to a lot of people, and of course definitely getting so much beautiful and intriguing insights from you, DIC also in a way triggers global trade, and the world is in such a position right now that things are moving really fast. So how do you see global trade and DIC, and what is the bridge between both of them?
Whenever I meet new customers, I always hear 80-20 or 70-30. So those figures really triggers why the UAE became the fourth in terms of attracting foreign direct investments. So what's 20-80 or 30-70? So today, companies that are willing to establish in the UAE, they look global. And going back to your question, that people are investing heavily in having state-of-the-art factories to export their products regionally, globally, and the CEPA agreements really, I can raise my hat to the government on their efforts towards signing those agreements that really open the door for our manufacturers to reach globally. So the aim of the factories are global market and to supply the local market. So we are covering two aspects. We are covering the global needs from the UAE, and at the same time, we are making sure that we produce what we need as a country locally. So this will give efficiency in terms of having more options and more products that can be consumed locally. So from this aspect, I will give you an example of our Baraka dates. Al Baraka dates is one of the largest privately owned date factory in the world. They've expanded with us from 200,000 square foot of land to 600,000 square foot, with a total investment of 260 million, where they went to the downstream products of date as a raw material that is produced locally. So those products are decarbonized because they partially operate on solar system. They have zero wastage through their process lines, and they came up with very healthy nutrition that goes as raw material to different products like date powder, date sugar, date syrup, date paste. So all those products are produced locally from a local raw material to that is exported to more than 80 countries around the world. In Gulfood this year, in February, we've witnessed them signing a strategic agreement with their distributor in India to export more than 30,000 tons of date products to Indian market. So this really shows how the infrastructure we have, the close relation with our business partners, and how they really believe in our government that open the global doors to them. So this is one of the examples that we are really proud of, and I look forward to inaugurate their expansion facility hopefully by early next year.
Lastly, end this conversation on a very lighter note, or maybe perhaps on your side. As Saud, where do you see UAE and the industrial sector booming in the next 5 years?
The sky is our limit. And always Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid says we should be number one. We are all aiming towards being number one in all sectors, not only the industrial sector. But I will go back to my previous point, having a dedicated ministry that focuses on growing the industrial sector through advanced technology. This is a good mix, and we're proud with this partnership with them. Even I can say Dubai Economic and Tourism did a great job by announcing Dubai Economic Strategy, which is D33. D33, if you will see the second agenda within the priority that we have as an Emirate of Dubai is the industrial sector, having a greener industrial sector. So I believe with what movements we're seeing today and the growth that we as Dubai Industrial City are going through, by having more factories expanding with us and international leads that we're getting, I'm seeing a very bright future for the industrial sector in the UAE. And I think we have a very strong equation that is used by everyone, private, semi-private, and public sector, that everyone is working closely towards growing the sector. And I will always say that we became an exporting country, not only an importing country. So I think we will have a bright future. We really work towards, as Dubai Industrial City, to reach to 400, 500 operational factories that are in different sectors, from food and beverage, to base metal, to mineral, to chemical, to transport, to machinery equipment, supported by logistic companies, recycling factories. So that equation that we've established since 2004 and 5, that is running efficiently today, Dubai Industrial City being a benchmark for the region, I think we've done a great job and we are passionate on what we do. And I can end up that we really are there to support our business partners towards further growth and flourish the industrial sector in the UAE. I believe that we are the destination for the industrial sectors to capture the region, capture the world through Dubai Industrial City. And looking forward for further discussions, further collaborations, and we have amazing news that will be announced during the year, inshallah.